Scott Grove here from Imagine Grove, and I want to talk about coloring wood. Now, most people generically say they want to stain the wood and use some stain, right? Well, so you can break stains down into sort of two, actually three categories. One is a pigmented stain. That's where you have particles that are suspended in a binder or a liquid. That's typically Minwax. We're all used to that sort of stain. Usually oil-based, although the solvent can be a variety of things. But a stain that are particles that are suspended in a solution. When they're brushed or applied to wood, they sort of float on the surface. And if you have various textures on that wood, they will sort of grab into little valleys. So if you sand with a coarser sandpaper, there'll be more particles that grab into valleys and it'll be darker wood. So if you want to sort of control the light and darkness of a pigmented stain, use different grit sandpaper. Finer the grit, the lighter the wood. The problem is that that sort of floats on top and the pigment can conceal the beauty of the wood. So what I like are dye stains, just dyes. And that is the liquid, there's no particles, the liquid is actually colored. Dye stains can have different solvents, alcohol, water, and I like water stains. Now I use Lockwood, they don't pay me to do this, I just like their pigments. It comes in a powder and you can mix it yourself. You mix it in varying degrees of concentration so that can control the light and darkness. When you apply it on, it absorbs much better than oil stains. Also, it's water-based, so it's non-toxic. You don't stink up the house or the shop, and it's inexpensive. It also takes less space. You know, you'll have a whole bunch of these, and if you're trying to match a color, I just buy a variety of these packets, the 1 ounce packets, make up a variety of these little sort of patches of stains, and then you can mix and match, and you can mix them together and tweak the color of the stain. You can also apply another coat on top of it so you can make it darker if you want, and if you want to lighten it up, if you, oh, it's too dark, just wash it with water and you'll lighten it up again. So it's really very versatile. It's also UV stable, and it's just great stuff. You can apply it with a rag, a brush. I like to spray it on. One, it goes on even, but I'm not really worried about that because I kind of hose it all down and then you wipe all the excess off. Spraying just gets it on there faster, gets it in all little crevices and things like that, like in these benches here. I also can use it as a toner, if you will. So if there's an area that's a little light for whatever reason, you can spray a light coat on and then don't wipe it, and that will sort of make that one area a little darker. So you can sort of blend in the colors. The lap marks blend in real easy, and I absolutely just love it. You can typically buy it in 1 ounce, 4 ounce, or 1 pound containers. Again, it's real inexpensive. So next time you're looking about stains, check out a water stain. I think you'll really be happy with it. One thing you do want to concern yourself is water will raise the grain. So before you stain, or actually before you stain it with any pigment or type of stain, I sort of what's called de-whiskering or raise the grain. Just take a damp sponge, wipe the raw wood down, that sort of raises the grain, and then lightly sand that down. That will sort of break those fibers down. So then when you put the water stain on, you sort of minimize the grain raising. Obviously, in any stain, you're going to finish over with a couple good coats of whatever your finish is, then lightly sand, and if there's any grain raised that you're sort of locking them in place, cutting them down, and then you'll clear coat over the top of that. Other types of way you can, I said there are 3 types. Other ways, we have pigmented stains, we have dye stains. You can also chemically oxidize wood. That's how they used to do in the olden days. Ammonia fuming is a great way, and then also potassium dichromate is another one. Turns the wood really dark. Fuming, beautiful golden sort of brown. But these are chemicals, and especially ammonia fuming, not something you want to mess around with unless you really know what you're doing, and you got to get a higher strength of ammonia. You just can't use household ammonia. So not something you want to mess around with without proper safety knowledge and respirators, and you got to make a tent and all that kind of stuff. So those are the 3 types: pigment, dye, and oxidation chemicals. But yeah, check out water stains. So hope this little short ditty helps, and see you next time. Thanks for watching. Hope you subscribe, and we'll keep going with these. Thanks again. Bye-bye.